All right, everybody, and we are back. My name is Mirnay. I'm going to be hosting for the next few hours, next few games, and I hope you are all excited for our next one. We have Vertigo 95 back, this time playing The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So, without any further ado, Vertigo, good luck and have fun.
Thank you, and yes, I'm Vertigo doing Ocarina of Time here. We're gonna jump right into this here, and time will start now. So I guess one thing to note is that I believe in 2021, the Ocarina of Time speedrun community had recently they changed the way they start their timers. So instead of the 3-minute or so cutscene that you would normally start with, they cut that out and it's starting from Link's house. The next thing to note, this category is known as Ganondorf Source Requirement. That means his GSR. You only need to collect the items that's required to beat the game, Ganondorf. So that is light arrows, and with light arrows you would need magic and the bow. In order to get light arrows, the dungeons you need to beat are Shadow Temple and Spirit Temple. Those are only required to get the light arrow cutscene. Of course, we'll be collecting other items to help out to get to that point. So for starters, we're collecting the sword, because it's necessary. And we want 20, or not 20, we want 40 rupees to buy a shield. So we're doing a very specific movement for routing, which is normal for all categories, even glitchless. Now there's like a 5 rupee here that I need. Now we're gonna come over here. There's a rupee behind this house. And get another 5 here from jumping across these platforms. And the last 5 is in the back of the shop. So we got the sword and shield. Now we're gonna do what's known as Forest Escape. We do not need to beat the Deku Tree dungeon. We could just leave, and that's done in a very weird manner, I would say. So I'm gonna cut this sign down, get in the corner. It's kind of hard to explain how this works, but I believe it works with a glitch known as ISG, Infinite Sword Glitch. So you like stab the wall in a certain way, and you could like get behind him. I'm trying to like roll past him. There you go. So we escaped the forest without needing to beat the Deku Tree. So now, for what we're going to do now, we're going to go to Kakariko. We need to get to the bottom of the well, so we can get Bomb Chews. Bomb Chews, it's very helpful for what we're going to do after. But there's a thing that's pretty important. I believe the time of day at the beginning of the game is like midday. So we need to get to Kakariko before sundown and return to Castle, both before sundown. If we can't do that, then we're going to lose a bit of time. I'm not sure how long the day-night cycle is, but we need to get to Kakariko and to Castle by night. Also, the game's in Japanese because that is the fastest language for this. Most Ocarina of Time runs are in Japanese. There's a little bit of movement tech that's important to know. You would want to space out your rolls as much as possible. That just helps with moving faster. If you're not, you're losing time because you're like stopping. Another thing is for movement, backwalking here is typically faster than just rolling. So in most cases, you would want to backwalk in like long open spaces like this. Talk to Gabora? I'm not sure how to say his name. It's like that. It's like the sun is setting now. Sort of a good indicator if I'm good on time is if the music is actually playing here in Kakariko, which it is. So I have more than enough time for what I need to get to Castle now. So we're picking up the Cuckoo here. And I gotta put him in this corner, and then we're gonna get ISG again. Okay. Okay. We couldn't get what's known as Cuckoo Dive, so what we can just do now is jump. Messed up. We'll do what's called Navi Dive, where you talk to Navi, and you could just bypass all collision. And now we're in the bottom of the well. So what we're gonna do here is try and do an Ocarina Dive much later. Kind of get ISG again. Yeah. Kind of get ISG off of that pot there. It has a stick, and considering that we're collecting the item for the first time, it puts us into this state here. So there's like a hole right here that you would normally see. Wait. Okay, I missed the guy. I normally use an audio cue for the bubble that's flying around here. Can't really hear well right now. But you use him, and normally when you have ISG and take a damage source with the shield, it like puts you in the air, and it's known as hovering. It's a thing that's in both. I missed him again. Alright. I'll wait for him to go around again. Right, explain it again. Okay, so I got it, but then my angle wasn't really correct. There's a setup you can do. You target the wall, do a backflip, and then you do what's known as a dry roll while targeting and untargeting, and it like gets your angle to be the right angle you need. Okay, that should work. Ah, okay. Normally what you're supposed to do, I do what's known as pause buffering for that, to get Link's feet to move in the just one frame. And then what you would do is just mash Ocarina, and that's what's called an Ocarina Dive. Alright. There we go. Mash Ocarina, and then you just fall down to the basement, which is unloaded. Sort of come over here. I'm in a wrong spot. That doesn't normally happen. And we click back into bounds, and this chest here has what we need, the bomb shoes. So what I'm actually going to do is a save and quit. When in dungeons, if you save and quit, it puts you at the beginning of the dungeon. When on the overworld as a child, if you save and quit, it puts you back at Link's house. As an adult, which will come into play later, it puts you in the Temple of Time. So that's just to quickly leave from where we were. We're gonna line up on the wall here. Side hop 3 times, check at the sign, and try and hold in a specific way down right to bypass the owl again, because he's still there. And we're going to castle now. Now, it may seem like I can't get in because the bridge is up, but the bridge was left in the last state that it was in before that it was last seen in. I don't want to lose my angle. I normally don't have to kill them. If they had, like, spawned. Alright. Oh, that's... okay. So unfortunately... well, I think I'm still fine. As long as I don't look. It may actually be up, which is not ideal. What you would normally do is step on the chain that's over there, and as you untarget, the chain just, like, puts you up as the drawbridge is up. Yeah, no. I have to wait now. This also ruins the fact that there's 20 or 60 rupees that we need, like, up on the chain, and we didn't get that, because we also need 80 rupees before we turn adult to get the Hylian shield. But that's fine, because there is a shield that we can get elsewhere. Talk to the owl again here. We're gonna come over to this tree and get a Skulltula out. Tank that heart of damage. Because we'd want to be low health for here. Gonna get ISG again. There's specific movement that you do here to, like, get on, like, the seam here, yeah. I'm not, like, on it correctly. Should be on now, yeah. So another thing is that we kinda want to reach Castle here before night again. So the fact that we missed the cycle, the night cycle earlier, it kind of messes up getting into the courtyard here. So they're gonna do what's a damage boost? Yeah, I noticed 2 frames that passed there. So I believe, unfortunately, I do have to die. I'm not gonna waste a bomb shoot, though. Where's their hearts in this bush? These bushes. Okay. That should work, though. Yeah. But yeah, again, we now need to wait for daytime to happen again, because as we enter, there are guards blocking the path we need to take at night. So, if there's anything, any donations that's happening, you can do that now.
No new donations yet. Sorry about that. No new donations yet. I want to remind everybody that we are raising money for Child's Play. Through therapeutic gaming and the Power Play, Child's Play partners with over 198 pediatric hospitals around the globe to enrich the lives of hospitalized children. So it is a fantastic cause. We've already raised $2,240, and that just blows me away. Y'all freaking killed it, and we definitely appreciate !D to get that donation link.
Yep, so, yeah, again, I don't know how long day-night cycle is. It looks like it's turning day now. So once, I guess, the Cocoa, like, crows or sounds off, we can enter. Okay. So here's Castle Courtyard, which is a great place. Ideally, the fastest movement here is frame-perfect side hops without getting spotted by the guards here. Now, what I recently found out is that they're based off their head turns, whether they spot you or not. So it's still okay to get through quickly. Here's not... I'd have to wait. I could go on the right side, but I could get spotted. So the deal with frame-perfect side hops is that normally guards normally take 2 frames to actually see you. If you're going at 1 frame, then they really can't see you. It's the same thing in Majora's Mask with the pirates in Pirate's Fortress. Speaking about Majora's Mask, that is one of my favorite Zelda games. My favorite Zelda game is actually Link's Awakening. But Majora's Mask, I also speedrun that, which is... I'll speedrun that more than this, actually. The main thing I've been running, actually, has been 100% glitchless. and it's a hard category. That's pretty hard. First things that it's, for my level, it's over 6 hours. The longest speedrun I have done. And Majora's Mask has the 3-day cycle, and it's pretty tight on in-game time. That matters a lot in Majora's Mask, especially in the speedruns. It would typically mean a run is dead if you can't make a certain in-game time event. I would say I like both Link's Awakenings, but the one I really love is the original Game Boy one. There's a little bit more you can do in original than the Switch version. So yeah, the only reason why we're meeting Zelda here is to get Zelda's Lullaby. And we are low health for a reason. What we're gonna try and do is do a cutscene skip. As we're entering a cutscene, we're gonna try and die. But the moment we enter the cutscene, we're gonna get the song. We don't have to wait to, play it in the middle of the cutscene. We'll get the song immediately. So we're gonna try and, do a cutscene skip by dying. I messed up. Going into it, I knew what I needed to do, and I didn't. So, the thing I messed up was I didn't let go of target. I had told myself that numerous times practicing that, and I just keep forgetting. Mainly because normally you're holding shield, because you want to hold that as well. But yeah. We're gonna have to go through this little cutscene here to actually get the song, despite already having it. It's not too terrible, but it is kind of a cutscene, which we kind of don't want to see. Cutscene we don't need. Not getting the Death Orb also kinda ruins movement here. Because you're actually standing in a different spot than you normally would. And with that, we're all set to go adult. Again, normally here, we would actually buy the shield from the first shop here on the right. But we don't have the 80 rupees that we need for it. We're just gonna go straight to the Temple of Time. And here we're gonna do what's known as dot skip, Door of Time. There are numerous ways of doing this trick. Probably the main way most runners do. It's much harder, so I'm lucky that I found, or rather there's an easier one to do. You kind of want to fall off the ledge there with like a lunge. You do that setup, and then you do what's known as a S-frame, ESS. You do one ESS right, and then you just jump slash into the door. And you have this, after that trick that I did with the pedestal, you get what's known as lunge storage, and doing the jump slash had pushed you into the door, and you can clip through. So now we're turning adult, and there is at least 4 minutes cutscenes here. I would say this and Majora's Mask are pretty heavy on cutscenes. One thing I didn't mention is that, again in source requirement, you get what's necessary to beat the game. This is, I believe it's considered, it's one of the older any percents for the game. And I would say that this is a pretty beginner-friendly category to learn certain glitches for the game. There are other runs that do much more harder stuff, like 100%. For Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and I believe a lot of older N64 games, there's things known as ACE, Arbitrary Code Execution, and SRM, Fail Reference Manipulation, that just allows you to like completely break the game and get items way before you're supposed to. But none of that is required in this run. So here we get the light medallion. It's not really required, but you just get it. You always get it in this cutscene. It's required in other categories, like 100%. But in terms of GSR, again, in source requirement, it's not needed. So there's just a few more minutes, probably a minute and a half, 2 more cutscenes. Normally, you meet Sheik here, and she, like, tells you to go to the dungeons in 5 areas? Yeah. But we only need 2. So after the cutscene here, we're gonna do another save and quit. Because we skipped the door of time, the door is still closed and we can't really get out from this way. So, including the Temple of Time, saving and quitting puts you at the front of Temple of Time, which is how we're able to get on the other side of the door again. Alright, now as adult, the first thing we're doing is going to Kakariko again, because we want the hook shot. I don't believe the hookshot is actually required, but it definitely helps. It's not hard required. So yeah, we're gonna go to the back, into the graveyard here. And because we couldn't get the shield earlier, we can get the shield now. There's a grave here with the Javian shield in it. Okay, now we come over here. And we race Dampe here, which is everyone's friend in 100%. In 100%, you have to get Dampe to dig a heart piece out of the ground. The only thing is that it's a 10% chance that you get it, so it can take a while if you are doing 100%. It's probably one of the worst RNG moments of this game, alongside fishing. Also for Dampe here, he normally likes to troll and would put fire right in your path. Alright, and here's the hook shot. Gonna void out. Get spawned at the beginning. And now we're gonna enter Shadow Temple. Normally, you would, in order to enter Shadow Temple, you would need to beat the Fire Temple and the Water Temple to get the song. But we can just do what's known as a hookshot jump, and then seam walk to the entrance. Get ISG, because it's pretty difficult walking up this without it. I've actually done it before, but it's very hard. So now we're gonna try and line up. We're gonna side hop down into like the unloaded area to enter. How many parts is this pot? Yeah. We're coming back here for a mini boss, Dead Hand, and to get the hover boots, which helps a lot with a lot of what we're gonna do. Now, Dead Hand here can spawn in very unfavorable spots sometimes. Like, you don't want to, like, be in the hand, the path of his hand. Like, this isn't good. Yeah. So now we have the hover boots, but now we're gonna go and beat the dungeon. The hover boots are gonna come in handy a lot for what we're gonna do. Sort of the first use we're gonna have here is for the truth spinner. Normally you would need the lens of truth for this, but you would always know for speedrunners or other people if you just know. It's always the back 3 torches here that it could be. So it's essentially a 1 in 3 chance. I just happened to get it first try. Normally it's not like that. Collect these rupees here. It's gonna spawn a chest with a small key that we are going to need. Now we're gonna come down here. Hopefully I can get this. What I'm trying to do here is like clip through the gate. Which just skips the entire dungeon pretty much. Kind of need to get a perfect lineup. Yeah, this is... It shouldn't be as hard as it normally is. Like, I've been struggling with it recently. Yeah, besides this is like the only way of like quickly getting through the dungeon. My angle is probably not right. There's some times where I get this very quickly, then other times it's just like this. There we go. Making sure to just jump up there without having to push the block or grab the ladder. So now we're on this boat right here, and that's a danger. Two Stalfos are gonna spawn. What you can just do though, is kind of get up on the edge here. And normally they just walk right off, yeah. You wouldn't want to, like, use shield or anything, because, like, the recoil can push you back. We're actually gonna come up on this wall here, kind of charge a spin attack. Okay, that's not what's supposed to happen. So because I didn't go through a door, this is the last, like, location that I spawned. Probably get the boss key now. I was gonna do a boss key skip, but I don't think I can now. Just to hopefully save time. Although I'm low on hearts. So what I was trying to do there is get a very specific angle on that wall. You can side hop and use a bomb chew to, like, explode bombs that's on the other side to, like, lower that pillar. I'm also kind of low on hearts, and I'm not sure where I can pick up more at the moment. It was kind of a bad thing that happened. Okay, for safety, I'm gonna move this block. Oh yeah, I can't actually. So normally, you wouldn't be in here as early as you are, and you would have the Goron bracelet from Child. But considering you don't have that, you can't push or move blocks such as that. which is gonna come into play a lot later. I don't know if, like, Link in critical health, when he's, like, kneeled over like this, would, like, put my hitbox in, like, a spot where they can actually hit me. So that's kind of why I'm, like, facing away from them. Oh, he's certain I'm not, like, falling. These don't have, like, hearts in them. This is supposed to be the spot on the wall. That's... okay, there you go. So it blows up the bombs on the other side. All the hearts that I need are, like, just currently out of reach. And that's, like, the worst thing. Like, there's hearts over there. You really can't get them. There's no hearts in these pots. I think it's normally magic. Considering we don't have that, they're not there. I'm gonna try the boss key skip. I don't know if having the health I have affects it, but it shouldn't. Got the boss key skip. Well, that's, like, nice. If I were to get the boss key, I more than likely would have died. I could still die here, though. So I have to be, like, very careful. So here's Bongo Bongo. For the start of the fight, I'm holding down on the control stick. It keeps Bongo in front of me, instead of him circling around me. I'm gonna try to get ISG off of him, and then, like, shoot the hands with the hook shot. Okay, ISG. And, okay, normally you can one-cycle him. So despite your sword being put away, the sword is still essentially swinging, so it's just constantly hitting him without me really having to do anything. And that is Spirit Temple. That was not as great as I would have hoped it to be. Especially with, like, the gate clip and having to do it again. So we're gonna pick up the heart container. 1, I'm low health. 2, there are enemies later on that are going to hit hard. And it would be nice to have extra health. So here we have Impa, who is the sage of the Shadow Medallion, which we're going to get at the end of the cutscene. After this, we're now going to go to the Dongo's Cavern to get bombs. Ideally, I'm good on bomb chews, but ideally, to even progress through the Dongo's Cavern, you need at least 2 bomb chews. If you happen to have less than 2, by the time you get to the Dongo's Cavern, I don't believe you can really do anything. You'd have to, like, do a big reroute that I don't even think will work, actually. We're gonna come up these stairs here. Hookshot the roof. Because it's faster, apparently, than climbing up the stairs to the left. And we're gonna go on Death Mountain Trail, I think this area's called, to get to the Dongo's Cavern. So there's sort of a cycle here. A cycle-based thing here that you would want to get by exploding this wall quickly just to get into the dungeon faster. Little text here. Okay, I fell. So I don't believe I can make the cycle now. Yeah. So we're gonna come over here, and there's a switch here. And then we need to go to the other side of the room. But we're not gonna make it with the cycle, and have to wait. So yeah, you need at least 2 bomb chews for the entrance to even enter the dungeon. And this next room. Just to explode the stairs here, so you can like even get up. My ankle's wrong. Okay. We're gonna be getting bombs relatively soon. We're gonna do a little jump that kind of skips a good part of the dungeon. Normally, you're not getting in here as adult. But as adult, this dungeon's like completely broken. Normally, you'd have to go around and fight 2 mini-bosses, just like leave the Nalfos in a huge circle just to get to the bombs, but we could just do that jump and get them much earlier. So that is the only thing we need from here. We are leaving now. Now we're gonna go up the mountain and visit the Great Fairy that's at the top, which will give us magic. On another route, you would want more bomb shoes than that. But I'm not doing a trick that requires them. The Waltulas here normally spot you when you're moving along the wall. But you can, like, pause and climb up slowly for them not to spot you and, like, try and attack you. So after magic, now we're gonna go get Minuet of Forest. And doing that, we're gonna go through Goron City for that. And on the way there, we're gonna take a bit of damage on the way because we're gonna try again for like another death warp entering the cutscene to get that song. As we're leaving, we're gonna try and take as much damage as possible to hopefully get to a quarter heart, or half a heart, rather. It can also be a quarter, actually, because bombs do half a heart. You just want to be low enough to where a bomb can kill you. Heart and a half is normal. We just have to take 2 more. So here's Mido. Didn't see him earlier, but he's here. We could totally skip him. Kind of doing the same ESS turn earlier. We can just flip past him. Normally, to get past him, you would need Soraya Song, but we don't have that. I'm gonna do what's known as a ground jump there. You're trying to pick up the bomb, and like, I'm not sure exactly what happens for a ground jump. So we're gonna take the last bit of damage we need here. kind of gonna position ourselves on his back. Gonna pause and like buffer in a bomb input and backwalk. And I failed it. I never failed this. That's kind of sad. But yeah, considering that we failed it, we have to watch the cutscene to get the song. The only reason why we're picking up this song is to come back later to get the bow that we need. Also, songs are very hard if you're a speedrunner of either Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. Because that happens a lot. Oh, okay. I actually did die, but my angle wasn't right then. Alright, so we're gonna save and quit out. Get back to the Temple of Time. Because now we're going to Gerudo Valley. And I would say that this is here where it kind of gets a bit scary, because as with any Zelda game, really, bombs are very important. A very important resource. We're gonna do a super slide here. Kind of gets us there quicker than just backwalking or rolling. Or like moving at the speed of the bomb recoil. Normally you can... It's called a super slide. And normally you can do something out of that known as a HES, a hyper extended super slide. And that just allows you to change your angle so you don't have to like lose that speed that you have. The first thing we're gonna do here is check for bomb drops. You don't have to, but bombs are very limited, and you'd want as much as possible. I'm gonna do what's known as a mega side hop. Equip the hover boots, and we can get across the gap a lot easier. Normally, to get across this gap, you would need a Pona or the long shot from Water Temple. But we can just do that. Now we're entering Gerudo Fortress. Normally, you would want to save the 4 Carpenters here to get the Gerudo card, and you're allowed access to Haunted Wasteland to get to Desert Colossus, where the Spirit Temple is. We're actually gonna try and do an out of bounds to bypass having to save the Carpenters. Sort of lining myself up. Okay. That's totally fine. This doesn't waste bombs, which is ideal. I need to get a side hop and then a, like a jump slash to, like, land on the area that's in the back. Okay, and that worked. So I'm gonna come out a little bit further than normal, because I sort of found out the other day, the hard way, that you can actually soft lock there if the guard spots you on the other side of the gate. I lost like 4 minutes because of that. It was actually a PB pace run too. Okay, normally you backwalk there, so you don't have to do that. Yeah, we're in Haunted Wasteland. The first part is not so difficult. The second part normally requires you to have obtained the Lens of Truth, but you don't need it. It's not required. You can get through the second part without it. There's a very specific way that you need to go about it, though. So I'm sort of gonna line myself up with the thing up top on the left side. I backwalk. There are 2 flags on the left. Once they align, I side hop right. When those line up, I do 4 side hops and then backwalk. And I kind of wait until the levers spawn and like readjust. And we're good. I don't think the hookshot reaches for crossing the gap. You would have had to have long shot for that. Long shot or the hover boots are like the requirement for that. I'm just gonna stop here. So I get a perfect backwalk. You're trying to like backwalk here with all the levers spawning. They just like ruin your angle. And now we're in Spirit Temple. I'm first gonna check these Armos, because they would have bombs. Okay, 1 bomb drop, I'm gonna save. Enemies like Armos there, and there are another set of enemies, Beamos. They have a 50% drop rate for bombs. Everywhere else is 20. I'm gonna do another super slide. We're gonna equip hovers. And we're clipped through the block. For that block that's there, you would require silver gauntlets, which you would get from this dungeon, but we can just skip that. Collect these silver rupees to open the door to get a small key. There is a like in this room, and I'll never forget the moment where I actually got jump scared by it, because I forgot about it. So yeah, doing that block skip, the clip that I did, just allows us to not go back child again to do the dungeon essentially normally. You can just stay adult and do it all in one. I don't believe you can actually go back child either. Or rather, it's not easy. You do the same door time skip, which is kind of what they do in 100%. But yeah, it's much harder. From what I know, because I've never done it. There's a pot here that bombs in it. I'm gonna reload the room and get the pot again because for whatever reason the bombs stay there. Kind of throw the bomb at that Beamos there. Now just go around the room to like burn these Anubis guys. Okay, that one clipped through the floor, which is a thing that can happen. Okay, so we're at the mini-boss for the adult side, which is an Iron Knuckle, and these guys are scary. So I'm actually gonna play it safe. Okay. So in Shadow Temple, when I mentioned that I'm picking the Heart Container up for safety, I'm still not safe from the Iron Knuckles, because they actually do 4 hearts damage. Which is why I chose to play it safe there. So here we have Mirror Shield, which we need to beat the dungeon. Yeah, the Iron Knuckles are scary. Like, yeah. In Majora's Mask, they do the same amount of damage. And I would say that I've lost runs through them. Right, it's nice to get the bomb drop there. These walls are very weird because you could get clipped by them. Glad it didn't happen. If you like get clipped by them, you're just gonna fall. Then you have to deal with the beamos that are there. So we're coming here into this room to get the boss key. There's a whole puzzle you can do that's normally required to do, but you can take damage off of that guy. Just walk into the fire and get the key. The boss key skip for this dungeon is a bit more difficult. Which is why I don't do it for this dungeon. Okay. Ideally, you would want that guy to hit you, because it like knocks you out of the push animation, and you could just go without having to wait for the animation to finish. It's much faster. Okay, and now we're getting ready to get into the mini-boss before the boss. I messed up the angle. So if we did the child side of the dungeon, we would have met Twinrova earlier, and to know that they essentially brainwashed, like possessed the Iron Knuckle that's here, which is the Sage of Spirit that's in the armor, Naburu. So I'm kind of gonna do the fight the same way as the other Iron Knuckle, except I'm gonna try and kill it in a way where I can skip the cutscene that's after. Okay, I got it. I guess I should have. Okay, I got it. So that skips like, I don't know how long the cutscene is. About a minute. So now I can actually just go to Twinrova here and fight the actual boss. So, Twinrova here has two phases. For the first phase, it's sort of RNG on their movement. So what most runners do is kind of stall the other one out with the hookshot. this is not ideal movement to start with. You need to hit them 4 times with each other's, like, elemental. Okay. Yeah, that one... They're not really behaving. Yeah, they're not behaving well at all. Okay, that's 4 times. Yeah. So for phase 2, they're gonna send out elementals again. For their first cycle, it's always the same 3 in a row. So you can essentially take advantage of that. So for starting, it's fire. The next 2 is fire. That is Twin Rover. Second phase, a lot better than first. Normally don't get patterns like that in first phase, but it can happen sometimes, and I've seen it happen actually. Like, here's this cutscene, they're just like bickering about who's older or whatever, despite them being twins. I mean, a twin can't... There's... One of the twins can be older, right? Alright, for safety again. This time it should be a lot safer. With 5 hearts. And now we're gonna properly meet Naburu here. Which we were supposed to do when we were a child. We came here as a child. So with that, we have the 2 medallions necessary to get light arrows, but before doing that, we're gonna stop at Forest Temple again to get the bow that we need. before doing that, though, I'm gonna go back in to Spirit Temple. Just to try and farm the Armos for extra bombs. Just to be safe. Okay, I got the bomb. I'll probably safety save once I enter the dungeon. Yeah, bombs are very important in a lot of Zelda games again. I was doing glitch categories of Majora's Mask, actually, where bombs are just as important. And I've had runs essentially die because I just didn't have enough bombs. And with Majora's Mask, you can really only save when you play the Song of Time. So it's much more punishing for not having enough resources. For this run here, the Pose sisters are not of our concern. So we grab the key, a small key in the first room, and we're gonna grab a second small key here. Not only do we need the small keys, but for whatever reason, you need to beat these set of Stalfos for this second set of Stalfos to appear that's on the floor above. So we got the 2 small keys we need. We're gonna come over here to this Song of Time block, and we're gonna do a clip through. To get to this room. Kind of gonna do what's considered a long jump. Like, in the pause lag, we're equipping hover boots just to get a much longer jump than normal from the bomb damage. Gonna do another bomb jump, or ground jump. I accidentally clicked back in. Kind of going over here to do it this way. Because there's like a Navi text that's going to appear if we go the normal way. It's not terrible to get the text. but it definitely saves time. This trick here, this jump, it's kind of weird. Okay, I got it. Normally I fail that quite a lot. It's pretty difficult. You want to roll off the block on the very end, just to get the distance you need to clear that entire gap there. So that's probably the last hard thing from this dungeon you need to do. From here, we just need to get to the room that has the bow. Okay. If you angle yourself correctly there, you could just backflip all the way down here. Kinda not gonna fight this guy where you're supposed to. So if you fall down that hole, you have to go all the way back around. Has definitely happened in casual playthroughs. Now we have the bow. So, other than light arrows, everything we have everything we need to beat Ganon. So we're just gonna warp out of the dungeon, save, and we're gonna be put back at Temple of Time. That is the last save and quit. And as you can see, the door is still closed, so it wouldn't have been easy getting back in. And even then, if we can't get back in, because we haven't beat Forest Temple, we can't go back to Child. So, there's a little bit more cutscenes here, so I think if there's any kind of donations that can happen now.
No new donations yet, but I want to remind everybody that we are raising money for Child's Play. Being in a hospital can be traumatizing, stressful, and confusing for a child. Child's Play works with child life services in pediatric hospitals and other child welfare organizations to reduce the toll on young patients and promote healthy development through the power of play. A reminder that !D to get that donation link. We have raised $2,240 out of our stretch goal of $3,000. Thank you so much, everybody, again, for donating, for hanging out, and yeah, just making this marathon what it is.
Yeah, and yeah. So from here on out, after the cutscenes, we just go to Ganon's castle, and we're going to do what's known as trial skip. There's various ways of doing trial skip, and I'm going to be... hopefully I can pull off the hover one. So normally when you do Ganon's Castle here, there are 6 trials that you'd have to complete. Like, sort of mini dungeons in a way, of their each respective region. And you shoot a thing at the end of the trial with the light arrow, which is why we're getting them now. But you can definitely bypass that and save minutes.
All right. Do you mind if I jump in real quick?
Sure.
All right. Thank you so much to Manix86 for that $20 donation saying, let's see, sleeping was nice, not going to lie, but being with all of you is nicer. Thank you to everyone making this weekend an awesome one. Thank you so much, Manix, for all your help with the marathon and all those donations. It is greatly appreciated.
So this cutscene here has about 30 seconds left to it. So we'll be moving again shortly. I'd say that both of the N64 Zeldas are pretty heavy on cutscenes. I think Wind Waker is too, and it wasn't until Twilight Princess where you can actually skip a lot of the cutscenes that happened. So, as for the light arrow cutscene, which we got, the only requirement for this bridge to spawn here is also the Spirit and Shadow Medallion. And it's just kind of the way they programmed the game. Would assume that they didn't really expect people to break the game the way it was broken. Okay. So we're in Ganon's castle here. There are 2 Beamos here, which I'm actually gonna try and get bomb drops. Also being safe, because Beamos hurt. They take a heart of damage. Okay. I'll go without. Probably have enough. Get ISG. And we hit the loading zone from below to just clip in to, like, the center area here. So now we're just doing a tower climb. The final tower climb. There are the Nalphos here. There's another floor with the boss key that we need and Staphos. And the final room with 2 Iron Knuckles. From this game, these are probably my most hated enemy. Because they just don't like dropping their guard for you to attack them. There's another enemy that does the same thing, the Wolfos. They just like have their guard up 80% of the time. I want to be careful. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, they do 4 hearts damage. I wasn't full on hearts, which would have netted me at least 1 safety hit. I'm actually gonna try and get them to drop hearts. Like that. It's not as bad when you, like, strip their armor, because they get into this stun lock state. And then sometimes they can just block, which is, I feel, is rare. And that's pretty much it. Now there's just Ganondorf at the top. Quick lighters. I think grab the heart that last Iron Knuckle dropped, because we're gonna get a full heal before the fight here. So it's perfectly fine. So entering this fight here, there is a way to get a quick kill in a sense, but I'm not going to do it because I've been practicing it and it's not consistent at the moment. So I'll essentially do the normal volley with Ganondorf. I could try it, see if it works. No. Yeah, if you're too slow with like your hit, then that can happen. Okay. Normally you would want to get ISG there, and you could just end the fight faster. Also, Link's swing has a lot more startup than I thought it has. So you like want to swing a lot sooner. I can't get ISG. It's fine. Normally you don't see this attack, but when that happens, you can just shoot him without needing like any kind of volley. For that specific attack, I think a spin attack sends all of his like shots back at him. So we're in the final minutes here, and I am going to attempt a trick known as collapse skip. The beginning of the trick is pretty RNG, but if I can get it, it would save at least 2 minutes without having to climb all the way down. I could probably only attempt it once, because I would like my bombs for after. It's RNG because there are rocks falling from the sky, which makes no sense at all. I went too far. Okay, so the unfortunate thing here is that I think I have to... I should be able to get it, but more than likely I have to... No, I got it. Alright, that's cool. Normally you don't get, like, the void there. It still saves time. Now there's this small cutscene, and then the final boss. Entering the final boss, I would want to try and get him to, like... There are, like, objects around the arena that you can get him to hit, and I would like health. think one of them has fairies, one of them has hearts. I would like one of them. Because if I do happen to die during the final boss here, I'm gonna be spawned back at the top of, like, the collapse sequence. I don't think it would really happen, because I'm going to perform a super slide into a cutscene, and I should be able to keep my Master Sword if I can do it correctly. And Master Sword does extra damage to Ganon here. Right. So, we're in the cutscene. We just have to keep holding shield until Ganondorf essentially knocks the Master Sword out of our hands. And we can keep the Master Sword for the fight, which would make it go a lot quicker. If I let go at any point before he essentially knocks the sword away, then I wouldn't have it for the fight. Should be good now. Okay. I want health. Just for safety. It's not that one. I know one of them has hearts in it. Or fairies. It's probably this one. I kind of really don't want to do it without. Fairy movement is weird. I can roll in and not get it. Like that. Yeah. Okay, I guess we're doing without. Great luck for the fairies. So, much like the Iron Knuckles, Ganon also does 4 hearts of damage, but it doesn't matter because that's actually GG. So, time will be the moment I hit the B button next time. And timer.
GG.
Yep. And also, it just happens to be a PB by, I think, a minute.
Nice.
I have a 156.
That's awesome. That was a fun run to watch. Ocarina has a very soft spot in my heart, so I'm glad that you were able to not only play it in the marathon but get a PB in it. So that was pretty cool.
Yep, it was definitely difficult. There were a lot of spots where I messed up, like in Shadow Temple. That was probably the worst moment of the run, I feel. Everything else felt okay. Everything else, I would say it was okay.
All right. So as we wrap up, I know that you have played both of the Splatoon or 2 and 3 Splatoon for us earlier. But where can everybody find you? Do you have any shout outs for The Legend of Zelda if anybody wants to get into the run?
Yeah, you can find me, Vertigo_95, Twitch, Twitter, should be YouTube as well. My main plan is to be on Splatoon 2 to potentially get top 10 again. After that, I'm not sure what. I kind of want to come back to this category because I know that I can do much better in it. For shoutouts, no, Zelda's amazing. There's a Discord server, Zelda Speedruns. I believe everything Zelda happens in there, but also it's split up. Each Zelda game has their own server to go in. So you have the Ocarina of Time. I'm not as active in that as I am Majora's Mask, but there are helpful people in the Ocarina of Time one. Majora's Mask, I'm there as well. Very helpful people.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you once again, Vertigo, for all the games that you played for us. They were all just a ton of fun to watch. But everybody, do not click away just yet because we have Red X Parasite with Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix coming up next. Make sure that you get something to drink, stay hydrated, get a little bit of a stretch break, and we'll be right back.